Hey folks, Mike Mazzine here, and welcome to week 3 of Thursday Night Supercars Americas. We are at another British airfield. This is Snetterton. This track's got kind of a weird history with us. When it was first added to the service, we ran it a couple of times, and nobody liked it. It was just a really awkward, clunky track to get around. It didn't race really well, and it disappeared from our schedule for the longest time up until about a calendar year ago, when it was like the season finale for, I think, like 2021 season 4, or maybe it was season 1, I don't know. But it's been like a year since we ran this track, and the last time we raced it, everybody loved it. I don't know what, to this day, I don't know what changed, if something got adjusted in the track or something changed with the cars, but all of a sudden this place woke up, and it was the season finale, so I did the Thursday and Friday night race, and both of them were spectacular. So we've got, I think, 21 cars here tonight. Yeah, everyone's like interested in this place now. So it's still fun to race in practice. Me personally, I feel like I got a pretty quick car tonight. This track is still awkward and clunky, but it is actually fun. For whatever reason, it is fun to drive around now. So I showed up with car number 8. Like I said, we got 21 cars here. I'm currently qualified 6th. So yeah, I'm 7th. There's still like 2 minutes left in qualifying. But no, it's now a fun track to drive, and the car feels good, and I'm looking forward to tonight. So yeah, I'll pause the video and come back when we're on the grid and ready to start. Okay, looks like we're starting 7th. I'm not sure what side of the grid that puts me on. Hopefully the right. First few turns of this place are a little bit hectic, so I'm going to have to keep on my toes. Yes.
You'll have to stop for more fuel before the race is over. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car on your left. All clear, all clear. Got one on your left. All clear, all clear. Yeah, you're right, Ahmed, you got half, mate, you got the run. I'll pull behind that.
my braking marker.
We got one stopped up ahead. We have a car stopped on the left. Go right. iRacing that cam and cape. Whoa! Sorry, Matt, that was my fault. got a slow car on the left. We got a slow car up ahead. Go right.
Sorry, Kobe.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. Is at the start finish line. Now. You're right, Andrew. You come past, mate.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Yeah, you're gonna be more post than me, bro.
Sorry, Tom.
No, all good.
Leader is at the start-finish line. Now. On your right. Stay left. All clear, all clear.
Thank you, man.
The leader is heading now. towards the line. Man, you're in top 10. The leader is pitting now.
Pit box in 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Well, I wouldn't call it a comeback, but we're passing cars. See what we can do.
Alright, that's it. Go. The leader is pitting now. One on your left. All clear, all clear.
Thanks, brother. Alright, man, that car is a lap down. Car on your right. Clear on the right. Mate, can you get out of the way?
Yeah, second that, Derek. Sorry, Derek.
Carburetor a lap in front of me.
Rudolph, back out!
Cheers, Roy. Sorry, Andrew, if I hit you. Up. I was.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left. Five laps to go. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Cheers, boy. Appreciate it, mate. That car is a lap down. Alright, man, 2 to go. Go right.
Woo! I'm alive!
Cheers, Peter. You have about 2 laps of fuel left. White flag, 1 more lap to go. You have about 1 lap of fuel left. There's the flag. It's over.
Alright, man, bring it on home and let's get out of here.
Cheers, Rob. Love the livery, bro.
Good race, Tim. Good race, Tim.
Good race, Thomas, good race.
Nice race, guys. I was waiting to choke there in the last 3-4 laps. Thanks, Scott.
Pit box in 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Yeah, some good fun there, Chris. Well done.
Spectator areas around the circuit are now open. Could spectators please remain behind the safety gates and barriers?
Okay. Well, I made that a lot harder than it needed to be. That was totally me. That off track on, what was it, lap 2? That was completely my fault. I totally missed my braking worker. I'd been using the white line that goes across the track that marks where like the end of pit lane is. And I don't know why. I'd never had a problem with it in practice. I did, I don't know, probably a dozen or so laps in practice. And it was easy. That was like the first brake marker I picked up. It's like, that's where you brake for turn 1. And no excuse. There was no other cars around me. I wasn't really trying to pressure anyone or anything like that. I was just running laps. And I'll bet I made a really funny face when I saw that line go by, and the thought literally crossed my mind, like, there's something relevant to that line. There's something I was supposed to do. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's my braking marker. And by that time, I was already like halfway off the track. Fortunately, the car wasn't too tore up, especially considering how hard it hit the wall. I know I hit a tire bundle, but I mean, that thing went in there hard. I figured if I'd at least have aero damage, but no, I guess it just bounced off. And then it took me forever to get the thing into reverse. I had to dump the clutch off of it just to get everything spinning together at the same time and get it to fall in gear. Yeah, and then after that, I just drove my ass off. Car was really good. It's a shame that happened, because I think we had a car that could have competed for a top 10 or top 5. But yeah, I haven't fucked up that bad in a long time. And then at the end of the race, so I'm chasing down Keith Wheeler, who unfortunately is going to walk out of here at 20th. He doesn't deserve that at all. I felt like I had a little bit of pace on him, but it was going to be one of those deals where yeah, you heard of the phrase, catching someone is one thing, passing him is another? That's what that was going to be. And by the time I caught up to him with, what was that, like 6 laps to go, that's when I started thinking, it's like, all right, I'm on his bumper now. Now what do I do? Because he'd been showing signs of, he'd have an odd wiggle coming off of a corner, or he was going in deep to that left-hander just as you're going under the bridge on the backstretch. He was doing that a lot wider than I was, and I thought he'd maybe been going into that turn a little bit deeper. I could see he was trying to arc the corner in, but I thought he might have been going into it a little bit deeper, maybe braking a little bit harder, and I'm pretty sure I saw him lock up once or twice going into that, and I'm like, if I just keep the pressure on him, if he does that maybe one more time, well, yeah, but then what? it's a fast left-hander, and then you have to really slow down for that super tight right-hander at the end of it. That's already awkward to do by yourself. It's not like I'm going to go through that too wide, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to do. This is a really weird track. I mentioned that at the top of the show. Yeah, so I'm just parked there behind him, and I'm racking my brain trying to figure out how I'm going to get past him. And all the while, Tim and Paul are coming up behind us, and even when Keith did finally slip up, going into the hairpin. I know these corners all have names. I don't know what they are. Like I said, we've only been here like 3-4 times now. Even when he slipped up, as soon as I got past him, and I knew that I made the pass, and I cleared him as we came out of the left-hander onto the straightaway, it's like, I know that there's 2 lead cars behind us. They're fighting for position hard. Tim is already pissed off because he got blocked in by another lap car. I didn't want to be that guy to follow suit. So as soon as Keith slid wide and I got around him, it's like I cannot let up because I have got to pull a gap on him. Because if it comes down to it, if Keith does a better job of letting Tim and Paul by than I do, he might get me in the process. He might be following those two when I let him by, and then I'm going to give him that spot back. So I, even after, like I said, even after I made the pass, I was still full on to the boards, just trying to put lap times in, and he hung with it. That was the worst part. It's like I came into that fight thinking I had pace on him, and then as soon as I get around him, man, he was glued to my back bumper, and I could not shake him. I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is the opposite of what I had planned. This isn't working. Oh fuck, he's gonna let the leaders by, tuck in behind him, and just freight train right past me when I go to let the leaders by, because of course I'm going to do that, because otherwise Tim's probably going to wreck me. I don't know if Tim is the kind of guy that would wreck a lap car to save his race, but honestly, if I put up a fight, I wouldn't blame him. Yeah, so I'm panicking, trying to figure out what's happening, and then I don't know who it was. We were coming up on a lap car. Yeah, and then on top of all this, there's lap cars in front of me that I got to negotiate, so I'm like, oh, Jesus, what the hell am I going to do now? And he, like, pushed way wide, he locked up and pushed way wide coming into turn 1, and I don't know if he just overcorrected or if he dropped the one side of the car out on the grass, but then he spun across the track, and I cranked the wheel to the left, jumped the curb, and I don't know if Keith got caught up in it, but as soon as I was clear of it, I looked up in my mirror and I just kind of saw Keith's car sliding off to the side. So I'm assuming they made contact. And Tim and Paul made it through. I don't know. Maybe Keith knocked the guy out of the way. I don't know. The last couple of laps was crazy. And this whole time I'm a lap short on fuel. That was the other thing is I put a little bit too much fuel in the car. I figured I was going to go a lap down. I didn't think I was going to last as long as I did without going a lap down all the way to the last lap. So I intentionally tried putting less fuel in the car, laps worth less fuel in the car on the pit stop. And then during that second stint, I looked out. It turns out I nailed it like perfectly. So yeah, I basically put like knowing I was going to go a lap down, I put an extra lap's worth of fuel in the car. I'm like, God damn it! I could have made a better pit stop out of that. But then when I did finally let Tim and Paul by, I looked down and so I would have had 2 laps to go at that point. I looked down and my dashboard said I had like 1.92 laps worth of fuel left in the car. So yeah, as soon as they came up behind me and we came onto the backstretch, I just pulled over and stood on the brakes. It's like, go fellas, I can't do another lap. I had to be behind them, otherwise I wasn't going to finish the race. Oh my God. Yeah, how did I finish 11th out of that? My God. Without the wreck at the start, or without the off track at the start, yeah, I think I could have maybe competed for a top 5. After the wreck at the start, man, to finish 11th, that's a win right there. I'm going to celebrate that. I probably shouldn't, but when I came back onto the track after that turn 1 off, I'm like, well, this is going to be a long night. I'm going to be picking off back markers and, watching guys go by, passing people in the pits after they wreck, and that's all I'm going to get. But yeah, to get 11th out of that, and I think I made like one or two legitimate passes, but to just work my way back up to that, yeah. I mean, like I said, the car had pace. I was just the dumbass that threw the thing into the weeds on the second lap. So, okay, fun stuff. Alrighty, so it is the 29th of December. Our next event, the next time I'm going to be in the car is not going to be for Supercars America's race. It's going to be for our V8 Super New Year's. It's going to be New Year's Eve. I don't know how it really. It's New Year's Eve North American time. So I live in the Central Time Zone. I know it starts at 10 p.m. my time. But I mean, if you go on the message board thread, I've got an event set up on Facebook, and that should all that you should be able to figure out the times from there. It'll show up as a hosted event, V8 Super New Year at the Nürburgring. It's 5 hours. Drinking is allowed. Just don't get stupid about it. Normal rules. Yeah, and we just show up and do hot laps around the Nürburgring all night. So it's a good time. I always enjoy doing it. It will be day into night, which is always fun. The Nürburgring at night is insane. Yeah, so if you're not doing anything New Year's Eve, or you got an hour or so to spare, yeah, hop on and throw a couple laps down, and we'd love to see you. So thanks a bunch for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, despite the slow start. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good one.